So Anthony Bourdain, age 61, is dead from a suicide found in Paris, France, in a hotel room. He has hung himself. Anthony Bourdain was part of the CNN family for the past 5 years. He had a show where he would go around the world eating different foods. And I think the series was called In Unknown Parts or something like that. But at the age of 61, he hung himself. Hey, this is strange. This is really strange. I'm not understanding these people who have experienced a tremendous amount of success. Privileged. And Anthony Bourdain, yeah. Privileged, successful. I mean, a very extraordinary job, career. I just don't understand. I don't know. They say he battled substance abuse, in the past. I think he was on heroin. And all they know is that he was found hanging in a hotel room in Paris. I don't understand what's going on. Why? Hey, this is a very serious topic, y'all. Chill. I don't know why. Really? Y'all gonna be disrespectful like that? Stop. Anyway, as I was saying, the suicide rate has increased exponentially. And you know what I'm about to say, and I don't give a shit. I think a lot of it has to do with Trump being in office. I mean, from the moment he took over January 20th of 2017, I felt a dark cloud just sweep over the country, and it hasn't gone or lifted yet. It's depressing. This man is a liar. He's unfair, to say the least. He's colluded with the Russians. He's lying about that. He's just a disgusting individual. He's a crook. And I think he's having an unimaginable effect on a lot of people in this country. I don't think, so many people were killing themselves under the Obama situation. He had such an uplifting message. Yes, we can. The audacity of hope. We all stop. And then it's just like overnight with the change of the administration. I don't know. I don't know. You know, you just can't deny the foreboding feeling. At least that's how I feel. It's always a foreboding feeling every time I see Trump. Will y'all stop? Every time I hear something about him. And you know this country is headed back into calamity. Come on, y'all. Jumanji Diva, stop. Maybe they want me to shut up because every time I start talking, they start acting up. Oh, okay, so they stopped finally. But, you know, it's like, it's just depressing. I don't know what's going on. Hey, View. I wonder why. Were there any signs? If we want to talk about, get an update about Kate Spade, her husband did release a statement. And the statement was crafted in a way like, you know, it's a great shock and surprise. She was so happy. Yes, they were living in separate apartments, but, you know, just a couple of blocks away. And they were best friends for 35 years. And they were not going for a divorce. They were just separated. They needed a break, but they still did things as a family. They spoke every day and saw each other every day and still had meals like a family and went on family vacations. And I think, you know, he said for like 10 months they had been living separately. But he paints it out, you know, everything was wonderful. No, everything is not wonderful if you're married and you live in separate apartments. You know, he's painting it out like a picture like, you know, it's just a shock. Nobody saw it coming. And nah, I'm not buying that. Somebody else told me they think he's gay. Could be. But, yeah, it's just something, you know, look. On the other hand, I don't expect him to go into detail about their relationship and put out all the ugly parts of it to the media. I don't expect that. So I guess it's really none of our business. I just don't think it should have been crafted in a way to act like, you know, he was just oblivious and he has no clue why she would hang herself. Yeah, okay. But Anthony Bourdain, I just like, the fuck? Why wait till you're 61 to hang yourself? You almost on your way out of here anyway. You done came this far. I don't know. Maybe what I just said didn't make sense, but shit. At 61, you ain't going to be here as long as you have been. So, you know, what you taking yourself out for? You going to leave here sooner than later anyway. It doesn't make sense. And so well loved and admired and respected. and a very decent, comfortable life. I don't understand. But apparently, things in it is not as good as it seems to us standing on the outside. Apparently, the man had issues. I just, mm, I don't understand. I don't understand. You got all this money for therapy, counseling. Uh, what is triggering people to commit suicide? Why is the suicide rate increasing exponentially? I think it, like I said, I think it has a lot to do with Donald Trump, indirectly. Just last month, a teacher told me, yeah, I know, Vito. Just last month, a teacher told me, black male teacher, he told me, he said, listen, something's going on. He said the suicide rate among black males between the ages of 15 and 39 have increased dramatically. He said, in particular, in the state of Alabama, a lot of black men are committing suicide. Whether they're hanging themselves, shooting themselves, they are committing suicide at alarming rates. And just down here in Atlanta, I think last month there was like 3 different black men found hanging, whether they hung themselves on a tree or off a bridge, and they're saying it's suicide. And then you had the CDC worker that was found, and what they said, suicide. And the thing about it with in the black community, you know, we don't never kill ourselves. We don't need to go to counseling. We don't need therapy. That's white people bullshit. As I'm speaking this, I'm recalling adult conversations that I heard when I was a child sitting around the table. You know, that counseling and psychiatrists, that's white people shit. We strong people. Strong because we've come through adversity without the finances or the resources to go to therapy and counseling. We just had to deal with shit. We don't kill ourselves. Black people don't kill ourselves. And you know what? That might have been true back in the day. You know? It used to be homosexuality. That was white people shit. Black people didn't do stuff like that. Shit is changing. Look like everybody doing everything now. Serial killers. White man shit. Let me tell you, I say over the past 15 years, there's been an increase of black serial killers. They stuffing them and keeping them in the house too. You have one, I think, out in Cleveland, Ohio. Shit, he smoked crack, get himself a crackhead girlfriend or whatever. bring him over to the house. He take a hit of crack, turn and look at her and choke the shit out of her till she dead. And then just put in the basement. And found 11 bodies. That was his thing. Take a hit of crack and choke a bitch to death. And I don't understand what's going on. I think the mental health of everyone, not just black folks, a lot of people, it's just deteriorating. I'm not sure why people can't cope anymore. Maybe we need to bring back on those talk shows like Oprah and Donahue. It seemed like those shows were helping people when they would have people come on and share their stories and things that they've gone through. And, before the show ended, there were, you know, coping skills presented and suggestions, and just the dialogue could help people, realize shit and come to some constructive conclusions. They don't care about mental health, period. Thanks to Ronald Reagan, he shut down all the state mental health hospitals. The state of Georgia has one mental health hospital, and last I checked, it was a 2.5-year waiting list. And people who have been, instead of sentenced to prison, have been sentenced to this mental hospital, well, it's a 2.5-year waiting list. So where are these people who have been sentenced to the mental hospital? They're being held in the jails. So if you're a correction officer, you're not only a correction officer, you got to be kind of like knowledgeable in how to deal with the mentally ill. You got people who are purely schizophrenic, committed a crime. They need to be in a mental hospital, but they got to wait 2.5 years. They in jail. Then they're not getting the mental health help that they need. And you might have a correctional officer who used to work in mental health. Well, thank God that he or she has those type of skills to deal with certain mental health issues that inmates may present. Be able to recognize them and know how to deal with them. I was just talking to this sister the other day, and she's in the mental health field, and she was telling me, she said, the mental health field is about to bust wide open. She said right now there's so many mentally ill people and not enough professionals or agencies or facilities to assist them. And that's about to change. She was like, mental health is the field to get into because it's going to be plenty of work. But what the fuck is going on that there's so many mental health issues? Everybody's fucking bipolar. What the fuck is that? Well, I know what bipolar is, but what the hell is going on? Why are we just now hearing all these terms in recent years? Bipolar. V-Dub said, if you go on Twitter, they're chastising black men daily. Hey, if you go on YouTube, they're chastising black women daily. Blaming black men for oppressing black women. You know, let me just say something about this single woman concept, raising these horrible kids and individuals and single. Who did I hear? Somebody's made a statement and said, yeah, these single mothers need to start raising their kids better. And it just gives you the idea that that women get pregnant by themselves and are just populating the world with these children without any fathers. They don't want the fathers around. Well, actually, they make it seem like they got pregnant by themselves. But this person actually said these single mothers need to do a better job of raising their children. And it's like, what the fuck? What about the men? It takes two. Whatever, man. Y'all figure this shit out. I just know getting online bashing black men ain't the answer, and bashing black women ain't the answer either. Fuck all you stupid niggas. Ain't got a lick of sense. And it's just absolutely disgusting, the attitudes both ways. I don't like to hear black women talk about black men ain't shit, and vice versa. I feel sorry for any young adult woman in this day and age with y'all fucking attitudes. Y'all are fucking disgusting. Black women don't want to date black man. Black man don't want to date black woman. Woman ain't shit and man ain't shit either. Fuck all y'all assholes. But anyway, getting back to mental health. People need to learn how to cope. I mean, you take yourself out of here, then what? You leave a lot of hurt people behind. But, maybe that's their goal. Maybe that's the whole point. You want to hurt people. You want people to feel guilty for the rest of their lives because it's their fault that you killed yourself. And on the other hand, for some people, they're just tired of battling with depression. Depression can be, a person can get depressed because of, I don't know, something didn't go their way, something that they wanted didn't come through for them. That cause you to get depressed. You feel down or whatever. But then there's a mental illness condition of depression where it's something that has to do with something going on, the hormones in your brain or something like that, that causes one to be depressed. That feeling of hopelessness. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't even have the energy to get up and wash your ass. The crying fits. You go through that It'll last for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a few months. Then you come out of it, excuse me, you start feeling better again, and all of a sudden the depression comes back. And after a while, hey, quiet. I guess I can imagine if you've been dealing with depression for years, stop it, y'all, and even for your whole life, for a lot of people, I guess it can take a toll on somebody where they're like, you know what, I'm just tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of feeling like this. Sometimes people just get tired. Like Phyllis Hyman. She left a suicide note. And in that note, she kept saying, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't know, but when you have a leader like Donald Trump running this country, it is not good on the psyche of America and on the psyche of individual citizens. It can't be. It's impossible. Because Trump fucks with my psyche. Anyway, I think I talked enough. I just, I just, I just hope things just get better. We don't need to hear another suicide. Although I think one more is coming. One more is coming. Yeah, man, you know. Hmm. It's just not making sense to me. If you have the money and access to help, I just don't get it. I don't get it. All right. Y'all, thanks for tuning in and stopping by. Um, if you find yourself going through some shit, you can Google the suicide hotline number. Call and talk to somebody. Um, there's no need to execute a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Um, I just don't know what else to say. Y'all hang in there. All of us.